All right. It's your boy JS One Supplier, VVCLife.com, Aries Lounge. We are back in the building. I thought I was on a long hiatus. I had really determined myself I was not going to do another one of these for a while, at least for another year. However, when some people make phone calls, I have to oblige. I'm saying this is just really what it is. This is one of the a young artist. This is a young phenom, yo. Like I feel like this young lady has such a special voice and a special creative process. Like I had to get her on the show. Plus, my nigga Star's been bragging about Shorty forever. So like, you know what I mean? So when she reached out and said, yo, let's sit down, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like we gotta get it cracking. So tonight, right now, I got Love Nova in the building. What's up, fam?
Hey,
how you feeling?
I'm doing good.
I'm so happy you reached out and allowed me the opportunity for us to sit down.
Of course, it's been long overdue.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, I'm reaching out and I'm putting myself out there. I have new music. We have a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about.
Do.
We have a lot to talk about. All right. So my first question always, because I'm such a Baltimore-based show. All right. Are you from Baltimore? You born and raised?
Born and raised.
All right. East side or west side?
I'm like southwest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like
I don't get Southwest all the time.
Like Pigtown.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's Southwest, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
bit.
South is like Cherry Hill.
It's still West. It's still West, but like once you Cherry Hill.
Yeah, that's like South. So I feel like Pigtown is like Southwest.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah. There you go. You're right there. You know,
right there. You know,
you ain't past the stadium yet. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? You ain't past the flea market yet. You still up here. You know what I'm saying? I can still get to you from here to there in 10 minutes.
Right.
We still lit. Right. You West. You just say you West.
West. Okay.
Yeah. You can be West side.
I'm from over West.
My nigga. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I think that's such an important element because in our Baltimore culture, there are so many distinctive differences between being from East Baltimore and being from West Baltimore. And it's really just habits, mentality, approach. We just have different approaches to things.
True.
You know what I mean? I tell people this all the time. We get into arguments. They be like, nah, it's no difference. I said, look at Scooter versus look at Moose.
Right.
Very different approaches for how they look at life. You know what I'm saying? But we not getting that today. So, all right, my next question is like, as a young girl, like you coming up in the home, you know, what was the predominant music being played around you?
So I was deprived, honestly. All my mom listened to was like Brandy and Mariah Carey. That's all she listened to.
I love your mom.
That's it. I mean, and by default, Mariah Carey is my favorite female vocalist because I grew up listening to her. I did not dive deep as far as for learning different genres, and you know, I didn't get to that point until I was an adult.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I took like 2 years out of my life to just study everything. But on my father's side, they all do music.
Really?
Yeah, but I wasn't around them like that. I was a little bit, but like I wasn't really around my dad like that. But he's an artist. His brother's an artist. All of my cousins are artists. So I would, you know, I would get it here and there.
Dibble and dabble.
Yeah, but we grew up listening to Brandy and Mariah Carey. Thank you, Mom.
That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to moms. So, all right, when you say your father is an artist, what type of musician was he? Was he a writer? Was he a rapper? Was he a singer? What? Come on.
So my dad, shout out to my dad. He plays the keys. So he's a producer.
Yeah.
So he plays the piano. And he writes. So I would say my dad is like alternative.
Okay.
Like alternative. I guess I don't know, like, and he did like Christian music too. Like when he became older, he started doing like Christian music.
I love that.
So, but when he was young, he was like, I guess alternative. I don't know. I mean, it sounds good, but it was just like, I mean, I guess maybe that's just why I can be. I have songs where I do alternative too, or like indie. Type stuff, you know what I mean? I get it from him. Yeah.
I feel like that's super important when you becoming an artist is to not feel limited. Right. Now, it's cool when somebody come and tell you, all right, let's focus on this, but being able to have a diverse palette for creativity, I think that's helpful.
Yeah.
I feel like that helps you create unique sounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Helps you stretch. So, all right, when you were, starting to get into your own, what was the first album you bought with your own money? It's one of my most important questions because you had to earn that money or you had to save that money and then you spent it on something. What was it?
The first album I bought had to be. I'm honestly don't even know if I even should say this.
What?
Because
why not? What was it? Insane Clown Posse? What was we doing? Like, you kind of crazy. What was you buying?
I think I bought two at the same time. So like the first album I bought was Ace of Base and TLC.
I love that. Yo, shout out to you.
Yeah.
She went from freak to love in 1 second.
Yeah.
I hear that.
I used to love TLC. Oh my God. Yeah.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. All right. Now, was it the first album or the second album? Or was it
the first album?
Oh my God.
1992 TLC.
That's crazy. You're giving away your age too, but shout out to you for that. No. Yo, crazy. Nah, I ain't going front. I love on this TLC tip, but I love Crazy Sexy Cool.
Yeah.
Crazy Sexy Cool meant everything to me. I cried on my breakups to that music.
Yeah.
I sang the records to the girl on the bus stop when I was trying to, make her my girlfriend. Yeah, all that stuff, man.
That's
you
cool.
you gotta embrace it.
You have to embrace it.
You gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do that. All right, so you bought that.
Yeah.
So what ended up being throughout your formative years before you start getting into singing? Like who would you say your musical influences were that you were like, yo, this is like how I want to sound, or this is what I gravitate to the most?
I would say who I wanted to be like. Of course, I wanted to be like Destiny's Child. When I was a teenager, like I love them. And then, like I said, I didn't become seasoned until I got older, and then it was like Sade, and it was like Marvin Gaye is like my favorite artist, hands down. But I definitely like used to be infatuated with Destiny's Child when I was a teenager. I used to love them, even though I make music my music sounds nothing like them. Every teenager wanted to be Destiny's Child.
So for me, I'm a guy, so like I love them for a different reason why you love them. But, you know what I'm saying? But I would assume that when people fell in love with TLC was based around just their writing. It was so much empowerment. It was so high energy. And I definitely always felt like it was purpose filled. And I don't know if that was Pops doing that or if that was B doing that, but it was definitely always. And then like when they got into certain bags, when they got into their love bag as Destiny's Child, like, yo, come on, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? What's that? I want to wear my t-shirt. Do you want to wear something with that? That was one of my favorites. You know what I mean? But a lot of the Say My Name, all of that album, those were like some of my favorites that came from them. And as they went on and they grew as mega stars, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So like, all right. So what record do you remember from that time period that you played until it broke, or you just it had you
Bills.
Really?
Yeah, Bills.
Okay.
When Bills came out,
that explains Pricey Bitch. But let's go. We'll get into that later. We'll get into that in a minute. You know what I'm saying? It seems like there's a through line
in the video and their outfits. I was like, oh my God, that was the one that did it for me. And then they had the No remix too. That was my shit.
Word.
But Bills did it. That whole era was just like, oh my God, I want to be Destiny's Child.
Nah.
The old Destiny's Child. Like
So at what time period did you first decide to go into the studio, and what was that like? What made you go, you know what, I want to record a song? Like, how did you get to that point?
So shout out to Fajaya.
Okay.
Fajaya is the person that pretty much introduced me into music. If it wasn't for her, I would not be doing music at all. I was just chilling, minding my own business at the mall, security mall, being a teenager. And her brother comes up to me like, hey, you have a great look. Do you know how to sing? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, do you want to audition for my sister's group? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So as a teenager, I started with them when I was 15. And from then on, that was it. So 15, I got with them. She trained us. It was like music boot camp, and we were in the studio. I was in the studio at like 15, 16, 17 years old.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. So was it very protected? Like the parents are there, there's supervision, or was like y'all was out on y'all own just
for some group members, not for me. I had a different upbringing.
Got you.
Yeah, so I was able to pretty much do whatever I wanted to do.
Got you.
Yeah.
Knife in the deuce. It's all good. I definitely feel you on that. So, all right, what kind of songs, or what was the name of the group?
Yeah. The name of the group. Shout out to my old group. It was called Hot Lyrics with an X.
Hot Lyrics with an X.
Yeah. And then we changed our name to Nova Stella. And that's how I got the name Nova.
So wait a minute. So they changed the name and they made you the lead singer?
No, they changed the name and then we broke up. And then sorry guys. And we broke up, and then I said, okay, I just love the name so much. I'm like, you know what? Nova is Nova. It's just that's me, you know. And I've been Nova ever since.
Word. Okay.
Yeah. There's no hard feelings.
Nah.
There's none. Yeah.
No, even back then, did you have the freedom to write for the group? Like, so when y'all in the studio, did they encourage y'all to do that, or you was just like, I ain't singing this crap, I need to scribble my own?
Oh no, we wrote our own stuff.
Okay.
I was always a writer before I was a singer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I couldn't sing when I was little at all. I always would write poems, my thoughts. It was my way of just getting away from everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in the group, I wrote songs, the other girls wrote songs, the manager, she wrote songs, and her brothers are producers.
Oh,
yeah, so yeah, we were in like big, like nice studios as teenagers.
Gotcha.
We were doing shows in clubs 21 and over as teenagers.
Wow.
Yeah, we were really doing it.
So my question to you is, what did you learn in those time periods? Like, what would have been because it's not like you had industry training or beforehand. Somebody literally comes to you while you at the mall, and then now you're in a group. So what that seemed to be a crash course. Well, what were the most important elements?
Definitely harmonizing. Okay. Harmonizing for sure. I learned how to get a look. Okay. Back then, testing out different looks and images and stuff. And just performing for people. Like we definitely put ourselves out there. Our manager, she would just make us sing on spot. Yeah, it was a lot. Like I would say I learned work ethic with them. Every single week, multiple days practicing. Mm-hmm. Not just practicing, working out together, running, jogging, singing together. Like she would make us run and sing in harmony. So like just the work ethic of like understanding what it is to be an artist. I started out with a good foundation.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when you pivoted, the group broke up. Mm-hmm. Were you kind of like, all right, you were definitive on wanting to be a solo artist, or?
It was so long ago. Everybody has its ups and downs. Everything doesn't always end up like how you think it's going to end up. Mm-hmm. I think back then, I'm a loner. That's just how I am. Mm-hmm. And like I think it was a couple of things in the group that just I didn't agree with, and it wasn't really with me. It was nobody had anything wrong, like a problem with me. I think at the time it was just a lot for me to deal with, different opinions and different personalities. And I just wanted to just explore being on my own.
Gotcha.
On top of certain situations that happened that I don't even really remember all the way. So I can't even really get into it. But but I will forever love those girls. I will forever love my old manager. I'm still in contact with two of them.
Got you.
So they're like family.
Got you.
Yeah. So even I don't talk to y'all like that. They like that. They're like,
don't call my phone. That's what it meant.
That's just how I am. I don't talk to people on a day-to-day basis, but they're always going to be in my heart.
Yeah, that's the thing about getting older. It's like you might be still be. I love certain people to the death. I'll be busy, bro. We don't have time to talk. Sometimes some friends I don't talk to, but once a year, maybe once every couple of years. But it'd be like, as soon as we see each other, it's just like we ain't never, like we were just seeing each other the day before. So, all right. So you leave the group, or the group disbands. Mm-hmm. You decide to don the moniker of Love Nova. Mm-hmm. And then you start recording. Around what time did this happen? And who were your first like producers and people that you were working with?
After I left the group. Mm-hmm. I can't really remember, honestly. I can't remember who I started working with right after that. Mm-hmm. I just can't. But I would say maybe a couple of years after I left the group, I met my son's father. He's a great producer. Shout out to Street Scott. Pendragon. He's a great rapper. He introduced me to him, and we all made music together.
Stop. Street Scott. Yeah. Love Nova. Holy shit. This nigga's pointing at me. He don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Holy shit. All right. Yeah. Shout out to Street Scott, yo. You my nigga, yo. Where you at, yo? Stop being antisocial, motherfucker. Return my phone calls.
Yeah. So working with him, and then we had a bunch of artists that we were working with. Shout out to Mateo. He's a great producer as well. So, I went from my singing group, a couple years of just chilling, working with a little bit of people here and there. But then I really, when I met him and I met his friends, that's who I ran with.
Yeah, Street Scott is a whole thing.
Yeah, he taught me a lot. We taught each other a lot of stuff, but getting into the depths of music and different genres and all that, like I learned it through that era.
Yeah. He's one of the ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you linked up with a one of one. Man, and absolutely. And I don't mean that in any bad way at all. No, I'm just saying he's so eternally talented, and he's so much of an Aries. God damn it. He is very much an Aries. And
the conversation we had earlier.
I love him to death, yo. We're still gonna fight when I see you. But I still love you to death, bro. But like being able to involved in that space, man, that's creativity at its best. Like,
right. I learned everything.
Yeah.
Man. We experienced a lot of different sounds. Yeah. I came out with a brand new sound that I've never even heard of before.
Yeah.
And it was just a really great time in my life, working with him and working with Mateo. And then we had a group called the Moonlight Club when I worked with Ricky Jacobs and Rome Duran, and it was a really really nice period. And that's how I developed myself.
All right, so let's get to all right. See, you just dropped a new joint, and I really love that one. But I'm gonna say my first favorite record of yours was the first one that you did the video to, and it's Crazy. It's called Crazy.
Yeah.
And you went to the islands, and it was beautiful.
Yeah.
But beyond the visuals, the record itself is insane. So tell me how that record came about. And then I'm going to fix this camera while you're doing
it. Okay. Crazy was simple. I wrote to it. Honestly, I bought that beat off of YouTube, to be honest with you. I wrote it, and I wrote the second verse in the islands and Punta Cana in the DR, and I just shot the video. Yeah, it was simple.
Wait a minute. I just need you to slow down for me because I'm old. You wrote half the record in while you were out of the country on the island, and then after you recorded it, you said, let's just shoot a music video while we're here.
So when I went to the DR, the second verse wasn't complete.
Right.
So I wrote it while I was there and just lip sung it.
Wow.
While I was shooting it.
Wow.
And then when I got back home, I recorded the second verse.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some ballsy shit. That's some bull. I respect that, yo. That takes the record even to another level. Like, yo, that's so genius. That's so genius. Okay. Yeah. So my next question is, why the hell is there such a lull between that record coming out and then we get into, pricey bitch? Like,
life be life, and I've had this conversation before recently. I would say I'm a little stuck up with certain things. Mm-hmm. I like for things to be a certain way. Mm-hmm. And the music that I make, it's like, especially the music that I have now, it's so big that I'm like, okay, I need these types of visuals. And it's just like my brain is like millionaire status, but like my means is like, okay, normal everyday life status. So I'm like, I'm not going to put anything out until I can have it perfect. I'm a perfectionist. So it's just like, if I can't, have a Bentley and a jet plane and a yacht, I don't want to do it. And yeah, it definitely holds me up, but I'm lucky to be in the age now where everyone's doing basic videos, reels on Instagram with words. And that's okay. So I can do that now, but yeah, I'm very I'm very stuck up.
I have a question. So this is great. I'm glad that you said this, because this okay, I'm a fan. I'm a fan first. Before I haven't met you, I love the record. And I was like, yo, let me follow this person. And I did not even know. And your name didn't make me fucking connect the two dots of the homeboy and you. Like, I never. So that's how I know I'm a fan. It's because the math never mathed. I don't give a fuck about whether you got a Bentley in your video. I don't give a fuck whether. I just want music from you. Like, when you fall in love with an artist and you're like, yo, this record is crazy, you just want more records.
Yeah.
I want to just ingest the music, and I want it to be a soundtrack for my life. Now, I get it. You never want to misrepresent yourself.
Yeah.
But is there any way that, and I guess let me frame this properly, because I went into that little shit and it has nothing to do with it. Really, I want to ask is that, have you ever thought to yourself, how can I make something that fits with where I am, that's as impactful?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I feel like the subject of the songs are a representation of who you are and where you're coming out from. So wouldn't it be safe to say that it's not necessarily about the physical items, but more about how you tell the story visually, so that we can all feel the impact of what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm learning right now how to do that. Mm-hmm. Like before, I would say my thinking was not as open as it is now. Mm-hmm.
It's just age.
Yeah, I just, I wanted things to be a certain way. And sometimes, it takes a team as well. Right now, I have a whole team backing me. Shout out to Maggie. She's shooting like pretty much all of my content. Shout out to December Moon. He's my producer. He's amazing. Hitman Studio, Naj, Stars. I have a whole team, and together we're putting together ideas on how to move this music and how to have like the right visuals. So I don't know everything. I do not. I'm great at just being in the studio and recording. That's my safe zone. My safe zone is writing songs and recording them. Everything else is just like, what the fuck? Right. Like I'm not, I wouldn't say I'm not a people person, but I'm not, so when it comes to like people and performing and wearing what everyone likes and doing this and doing that behind the camera, and I just want to, write, record these songs, eat some snacks, you know what I'm saying? Sit back, listen to my music. But, you have to have product. And I feel like right now with my team, they're helping me bring it to life. I didn't have I didn't really have like backing for a while. So I think that was another thing too. So, once we did these songs, everyone's like, we got to do this. We got to make it happen. So I learned that everything comes with action. So if I make an action and I put an effort to do it, people will see that I'm for real and they're like, I'm with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is definitely how we all work, especially in the world of business. When you got some hot shit,
Yeah.
we all want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's just the name of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, all right. So my next question, very important question as a fan. So how are you going to deal with people as the popularity of the records grow and then people start loving you more? And then you got to perform and you got to be out. So how are you preparing yourself to deal with that?
I mean, same way I prepare myself in everyday life to, be around people. Like for in my regular life, for years I was a bartender, like at popping places, being an artist, period. Like I'm always around people all the time. People are always reaching out to me, and so it's not that I can't do it. It's just I'm just not a fan of it because I'm very energy sensitive. Yeah.
No, I completely understand.
Yeah, but it's not that I can't. It's just it's a challenge, but I'm not the type of person that will fold on certain things. Like a challenge is what's going to make you stronger. So, I wouldn't even say like it's a hindrance right now. It used to be a hindrance, and like, I've worked through that. But at the end of the day, typically like the natural part of me is a scared little kid. When I'm around people, I'm always nervous, but I snap out of it like, okay, come on Nova.
Word.
You got to do this. And it's challenging. And when I do it and I, get out of my comfort zone and I do something that's uncomfortable for me, it's like it's a win. Yeah. So that's how I look at it. Like it's a win. I don't care if it's uncomfortable.
Word.
Do it.
There's a lot of doing when it comes to the marketing and promotion time. So I'm not gonna browbeat you about that, even though I'm quite sure niggas will be like, yo, why yo, just get on it, yo. But my next question is Pricey Bitch. That comes out. Now, I heard the original version. When was I hanging with Naj? And he played me some of your records and some other. I
feel like was it us there and was like was it Levon that was there and like we were in a room and
they might have played it in that time period, but he played it again maybe a month or two ago. I was down there on some other business and Naj all right, so in the last 6 months, Naj calls me once a month to give me yo, it's time. You gotta find somebody because we gotta get this shit going. Yo, we gotta get to the moon, dog. And I'd be like, fuck everybody in Baltimore. Because I get so sick and tired of niggas that want to be artists but don't want to do no work. So I'll be like, blah. Yeah. So he'll call me in. We'll sit down. We'll drink. We'll talk business for 3 hours. And then he'll start playing me these fire records. And I'm like, yo, Pricey Bitch was one of them. And I was like, yo, I really fuck with these records. But when he was like, yo, this is Love Nova shit, I was like, okay, I knew I was going to fuck with it. But it ain't never gonna come out, so I ain't worried about it. So then when I saw the video with the remix, bruh, like I know y'all saw me in the comments. I was like, yo, this is gonna go. Like, that's perfect. Like, it's a perfect party record, Baltimore record. It's a perfect blending of, where the girls are right now, but also that club vibe. Like, I'm like, yo, this is easy to listen to. It's easy to turn up to. I can send it to my homegirl in Florida. They're going to turn up to it. I know I can turn to my homegirl in LA. Like, I know that wherever chicks I'm around, this is going to work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what was the inspiration about writing did you get the beat first or did you had the idea? So come on, tell me the inception of the record.
Shout out to Mighty Mark. So the song originally, you heard the original song, Pricey Bitch. So it was just an original song, and that song, I wrote it, me and Stars, we wrote it together. And it was produced by December Moon, 7G, and Blackwater. So boom, we got the original.
Right.
And I feel like December was the one, that guy. always challenging me. It was his idea to do a remix with Mighty Mark.
Smart move.
And yeah, Mighty Mark, he did his thing. Like, he put crack on it, and it's fire. Like, I am getting great reviews, great traction. Mm-hmm. A lot of followers. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really going up. And I'm just thankful for it.
Great choice of an outfit. The goddamn, you got the Mary J. Blige 2024s. You know what I'm saying? The big ass thigh joints. She went for that shit.
Somebody said I had the Glorilla pants on.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, I went on her page and I did not see those pants.
Hell no, that was some Mary J's. That's the Mary J 24s.
Thank you. Thank you. I really did work hard on, I be working hard on like picking out what I'm going to be wearing for certain things. It's all
No, it's a package. Yeah, it's a package that's got to be put together. And I think that's something I've always been impressed with you by, is like, you've always been great with putting the package together, like the visual for Crazy, like, and then I see the visual for this. Now, the only misstep I was like, when I went to your YouTube channel, I'm like, I don't see the Pricey Bitch remix on the YouTube page. So I was like, all right, that's got to go. So y'all fix that this week. So, like, you know what I'm saying? You could put the 1 minute clip and then have Maggie do the full joint and then pop that on there and just make it crack. So, but, all right. So you kind of given us, you given us another turn up vibe. Actually, it's a little bit different because the Crazy joint is more like a vibey, island vibe. It was a little slower, but like, this is definitely a club record. So, are we expecting an EP, and what should I expect sonically from the EP?
So, just recently when I talked to my producer in December, he said that, when we put the EP out, the EP, by the way, is called Gold, and the sound is pretty much along the sound of Pricey Bitch. It's like a Afrobeat type vibe. Once we put that out, which will be the end of the year, beginning of 2025, we will be doing more remixes. Mm-hmm. So, I have another single coming out sometime next month called Expensive.
Mm-hmm. I hear a theme.
The plan is to have another remix to that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there will be more remixes. There will be more island songs. Like I said, the project is called Gold, and we're going to be dropping content every month. So yeah, the Nova that you know is gone. You feel me?
That's not good news. The Nova that I really like.
The Nova that don't be putting stuff out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Don't be put.
I'll believe that when I see it. I'll believe that when I see it.
What you mean? I'm out here. We outside. We over west right now.
We all over west right now.
We over west.
We out. All right. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm here.
We can see.
When would I ever be here?
With you.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I'm antisocial too. And there's a reason why I do what I do, because I don't want to do what you do. So, like, yeah, definitely. But okay, I love that. Like, it's exciting. Like, I love that, because I really feel like we ain't had a brolicky R&B singer out of Baltimore in a while. Like, it's such an open space for like the takeover, for real.
Yeah.
And all the local MCs, they all need a chick to sing hooks, and the girls need somebody they can rally behind. So, I feel like if you were to put your foot on the gas and find a way to navigate through with a budget, I think you'd be fine. Now, you're going to have to beat the pavement up a lot. And I feel like it's easy for you because you're a girl. Like, you can just walk into somebody's VIP section. You ain't got to buy it. Like, that would be crazy. Why would you buy a section? Oh, God. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
Oh, no, you don't.
Walk into anybody's VIP.
Okay, let me tell you a story.
My own VIP.
Let me tell you a story. Okay. So I did an interview with Boss Man many moons ago.
That's a nice guy right there. I have a song with him too.
There you go. Oh no, I know. Yeah, I got plenty of stuff here. But he was telling me about him getting signed to Jermaine. And he was like, yo, because I was like, yo, tell me what happened. Like, I know they gave you cash. Like, you ain't going there for free. And y'all was linked up. Y'all was clicked up. What happened? And he was like, yo, you know what my problem was? I was trying to keep up with this nigga. I'm trying to keep up with other people instead of realizing that I should have been saving. So at the time when I'm trying to feel like I need my own section, guess what I needed to be? I need to be in his section. Because guess what? Everybody that's movers and shakers is in his section. All of the investors is in his section. All of the people that work at Social Death, they in his section. So he went and spent all of this money for his own sections. To try to establish his own look, to try to, to satiate his ego. And then you end up not only expending your income, which is your lifeblood, but you also separate yourself from the ability to connect with those who could help elevate you and also build a relationship with the person that you signed to. So as a person that is trying to get things off the ground, and I'm not necessarily saying this to you, I'm actually saying this to the people at home, is that especially these artists that's first coming out, don't look at being around people as a bad thing, but look at it as the opportunity to network. And being that you are a gorgeous woman with talent, being able to rub some elbows, you know what I'm saying? Yo, let me chop it up with you. That's opportunity to make stuff happen. You know, I mean, obviously that may be a little bit of everybody gonna try to holler at you, because niggas is niggas. But you know what I mean? Just the only expense I would say, keep your big ass bodyguard, nigga. Like I got a couple 7 foot tall niggas that'll punch a nigga out for you. So you just let me know.
Okay, I will do that. And you know what? You're absolutely right. Using, not gonna say using, but just, networking with people and, using their, the things that they have. Resources like
to help build you up.
Yeah, that's I'm definitely understanding what you're saying on that.
There's they call that the industry wiggle. So you got, and that's what I was saying earlier. It's like I meet a lot of artists, they want to be in the game, but when you first coming out, you gotta wiggle. Yeah. You gotta get it. Even if you got the bread, you still gotta tuck it, because this is a marathon. This ain't a sprint. Yeah. So like, in your mind, you like, yo, I could crack this 10 grand and I could make it last for 3 months. Nah, nigga, let's crack this 10 grand and make it last for a year.
Yeah, no, it just depends on the situation and the person.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because like you said, I am a female.
Yeah.
And
different requirements.
I definitely have experience with working with a lot of people, a lot of situations. I'm not stupid. So, so in some situations, no. I don't care how, extravagant a situation might be. If the person is not for me, I'm just not.
There's a lot of dirtbags in Baltimore.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you've been around long enough to know who's legit and who's not.
Right.
I definitely know, considering who you're. You know what I mean? So like, and I wouldn't want to bring them niggas out the woodwork for the wrong reason. So, you know what I mean? But no. I definitely feel like when I move around, I'm first of all particular about who I rub elbows with, number one. But number two, like I try not to I don't flex. I could, but for what? Like for more other niggas that's in the same position. I'm like, that's wild. So anyway, and then plus most of the time people be wanting me to be around them in the first place. So I be like taking away the opportunity. This is going to come off arrogant, but I don't want to take an opportunity away from somebody because I rarely come out. If they really wanted to kick it with me, and I'm trying to be antisocial, I'm trying to be on my ego time, I'm like, damn, that's gonna fuck that up. Yeah. So like, it's just a little bit. 6 1/2 dozen of it. That's all I'm saying. All right. So when can we get excited? So when I got to get my money together, I got to get my hair cut. So when is this project coming out? I'm gonna get a new bottle of lotion so I can get my ankles lotioned out. I got to get new clothes because when you drop this project, I'm assuming there's an album release party coming out. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some shit going on. What? Y'all need me to do it? I can do it. I'll do the album release party if you want me to do it.
Is it a party?
You can do it.
Is it a party?
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, so what's up? You know what I mean? Give me a date. Or something around the time. What are we saying?
So we said the end of the year.
December 20th.
December Moon is talking in the background, guys, in case you guys were wondering who that voice was.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, my producer.
Got you. It'll be January. It's all good. I'm gonna suggest January because I might be in Florida around that time on vacation. So, like, if y'all decide to do January, that works out better for me. So
for your sake, I'm gonna factor that in for you. Okay.
You don't have to think about me at all.
We're not gonna travel around December 20th, my birthday. We're gonna wait because He's going on vacation, guys.
Exactly. And the consideration is so appreciated. But it's crazy. I mean, like, look, I'll do the same thing I'll do for Raven. I'll just send you a card. You know what I'm saying? Because both of y'all Sagittarius. So, like, you know what I mean? The birthday card, Christmas card, all in one. Okay. So, you know what I mean? All right. So, how many songs are we going to do for this EP? What you looking at here for? Girl, this is your operation. What is...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
3 singles that's already picked out.
All right.
One's coming out in October. The other one's coming out right before the EP, and it's going to be 3 to 4 additional songs on the project.
So you got one coming out in October. So you got one in November. Is that? Oh, it's just. December. Oh, okay, and then one December. So that's 4 records. It's kind of like 4.
3.
It's just 3.
Yeah. Got me right. Yeah.
Oh.
And then the album drops, and we'll have 3 extra songs on there. Yeah. Okay. So it'll be like 6-song EP.
Okay, I love that. That's a true EP. Thank you. Yeah, if people like, I'm gonna do an EP with 12 songs. Like, motherfucker, that's an album. That ain't no motherfucking EP. You know what I'm saying? And can we switch cameras? Like, can I be a part of the podcast too? Yeah, all right, cool. Wait, go ahead. I ain't even see you smoke. Oh, okay, I got you. But okay, cool. So, all right, with that coming out, do we have merch, or am I being too over the top here? Okay, all right. We got merch coming out, and she says she can't do the joint without a Bentley, a plane. That's a crazy request list. Hold on. Being completely independent. Like, how much drugs are you selling nowadays? Like, you know what I mean? Camera on her. Now tell us, how much drugs are you selling out here in these streets?
I have a Steven Spielberg mindset.
I bet.
I'm not trapping no more.
You light skinned, but you ain't that white.
I'm not trapping no more. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just I've humbled myself, and I'm gonna we gonna make it work.
I mean, I got a homeboy with an old school on 24. It's like, come on, bro. Like,
well, it doesn't have to be like Bentleys and jets. It could just be the quality of everything just looking just great.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
I can get you a nice Telluride, freshly washed with some rims on it. You know what I'm saying?
But I'll take whatever you want to give me. I'll take it.
Man, gotcha.
Okay,
gotcha.
I'll take it.
We'll work it out. All right. So my last question, and I'm gonna let you live. You know what I mean? Because I know y'all got stuff y'all got to do. Is, once you get into the situation, it ain't gonna take you but 6 months. You'll be 6 months to a year. You'll be out of here. No problem. You have the freedom to create and do whatever you want to do. What is the big creative dream for you that you're like, yo, I want to make an album like this? You know what I mean? Is there a particular subject matter you can't wait to write about? Or is there a particular sound, maybe a particular producer that you like, yo, I want to tap in and do this?
Yeah, I want to do like a R&B indie, maybe more so indie album. Like, I want to do like some Tame Impala type shit. Or like some, let me think, Tame Impala, or like I don't know, like maybe like Grizzly Bear, or I just want to do like a indie.
We gotta get you a white boy band
album
so we can turn up. We gotta get you a white boy band. You know what I mean, some
if not totally on that side, just elements of it.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be like totally that.
Okay. Now we going back to nerd. So now we going to NERD for rock and roll and R&B and hip hop mix.
Yeah, like something like that. Yeah. Like I say like nerd is like a little bit more like the instruments are still like bam in your face. Mm-hmm. I want something more spacey and more like I'm on a beach in LA type vibe. Like something more chill, laid back. But yeah, something alternative indie. I would love to like do a whole project like that later on, because I feel like naturally like my voice is that.
Now, seeing, and this is I'm good at this. I have a great question. I didn't even think of this. Just popped in my head. Yo, with the arrest of Diddy and like this last few months, how like we've just seen the ugliest underbelly of this industry that has existed for so long, and you like now about to bust your ass to get into it. Is there any nervousness or unsettledness, or are you like, man, this makes me not want to be a part of shit? Like, how do you feel about it from an artist?
I've already known about this shit, bruh. I've been doing this shit for a while. I've met a lot of people. I've already experienced that. I've experienced being around artists in the industry that people idolize, and me knowing them personally, that they're a bad, fucked up person. And that changed my perspective back then on the industry. My perspective already changed a while ago. And that's when I said to myself, okay, I'm not so pressed to be a part of a record label. I would like to be independent. Maybe get it, like build my own fans and then call my own shots. If you build your own fans and you call your own shots, if you build your own fans, you can call your own shots. So I've already been in that mind state of like, fuck the industry. But I know who I am, so it's not scary to me.
Okay.
I'm around great people. It's not just going to be me. I'm going to have my people there with me. You got to surround yourself with people that love you. You got to surround yourself with people that got your back. I'm not going nowhere alone. I'm not. So as long as I have the people around me that have my best interest, I'm good. And you have to remember that. You can't forget. You can't forget where you come from. So no, it is not scaring me. It turned me off a while ago, and I'm going about it my way. Yeah.
Okay. And since you've been through so much, like if there were some other young R&B ladies coming up, they getting out on their own, they starting to record music, what would be your advice to them? Like how what are the most important things you feel like they should be focusing on stepping in the door?
In the industry?
I'm just saying locally. Let's just talk about Baltimore.
Well, to new artists that are just starting out, I would say just find your team, find your home studio, find your sound, just work on yourself as an artist. I used to stress out so much when I was younger. I used to stress out so much. If you just keep in mind that everything that you're going through is a part of your path. Like, just enjoy the process. It is very much needed. You cannot become a great person without struggle. You cannot become a great artist without letdowns, and you just have to go through the process. Just appreciate the process and just live in it. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Don't be afraid if people aren't going to like your music, because a lot of people aren't going to like your music. Just focus on getting better and, perfecting yourself as an artist. 'Cause if you perfect yourself as an artist and you become great, that's all that fucking matters, because all you have to do after that is just take action and put yourself out there. That's the best advice I could give to like new artists. Yeah.
I love that. No, thank you. Super important. I think it's so important to, and one of the reasons why I do these interviews is like I like to interview the legends, because the legends have stories that can help us, the younger people. You know what I mean? And you coming up, you're not a legend status yet, but you're on your way. But I'm quite sure that, given the amount of time you've been in the game, like information is super important. Like, even down to like, I don't want to get on camera and like bash somebody, but like if somebody comes around me and they be like, yo, who should I deal with? I'm quick to say, yo, all right, you want to avoid this, but you want to go this route. Like, these are good people. Like, all right, they're going to charge you, but the quality's there. Or because if I just allow people to just go anywhere, bro, like then they could be lost in the sauce. You know what I mean? Some of the best artists we had lost in the sauce. So like, you know what I mean? So anyway, I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you,
man. I'm so happy that I finally got an opportunity to hang with you and we could talk about the music. And this is your home. Anytime you want to come back, you want to promote something, you know what I'm saying? I wish you could come to my 24-hour thing, you know what I'm saying? I'll cry in my sleep by myself, you know what I'm saying? It's October the 26th. It's Saturday from midnight to midnight. So you can come through at 2 in the morning. You ain't working at 2 in the morning.
Okay.
You can come and do some karaoke up in this motherfucker.
I can come when I get off.
Yeah, there you go. You know me. We gonna be in this mud jumper, man. We gonna be in this joint. So hopefully you can come, stop by. I really wanted you to sing because I really wanted you to perform the 2 records. But I understand. Time is time.
Yeah.
Time is time. And when you're trying to get that bread up for the big moves, I know it's important to make sure you locked in. So with that being said, Shout out to your entire team. Shout out to you.
Thank you.
And I know the album is going to be successful. I'm telling you that right now. I know the album is, but I need you to just keep your foot on the gas. Like, if it get dark, that's the time to keep putting the foot on the gas. If you get depressed and you need some inspiration, then I don't know, shoot me a text, nigga. I'll send you something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to stay amped up, stay in this shit. Because as a person that does this independently, it never gets easy. And the better you get and the more popular you get, the more complicated and hard it is. But it's rewarding because there's nothing more, to me, there's nothing more wonderful than seeing my art in the world and seeing it completed. Like, and people talking about it, whether they like it or not. I don't give a fuck whether they like it or not. Right. But as long as they experience it, then to me, that's it. So, like, with that being said, this is Love Nova. Camera on her. Make sure you follow her on social media. Please give them your social medias.
Social media is I Am Love Nova. That's IAMLOVENOVA. Got a project dropping at the end of the year called Gold. Right now, I have a song out called Pricey Bitch, and I have the remix produced by Mighty Mark. Check it out. The link is in my bio. Shout out to my whole crew.
Facts.
And thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And shout out to my mom and my sister and Nana and my son. Love you guys.
Super important. I'm glad you got that.
I gave my dad a shout out too. So.
There you go. Shout out to Pops.
Yeah.
All right. All right, now we out of here. Y'all be safe in them streets. We see y'all later. Peace. Get out of here, people. All right. And